Good evening, everyone. It's Denise from Dobby Books. Um, I have something else to record today because, of course, during the semester, I don't have a lot of time and I have to put some things on hold until I'm freed up again. So today actually, there's three packages that I have. One that I've had for a while, a second one that I was just as is. It's unwrapped, but I'll show it to you. And another one that arrived, I think, yesterday, and I don't remember what it is. But I'm going to do a little unboxing today, just a quick unboxing, and let's see what I've got. So this is the one that arrived today, this thing here. It says Lost City Books in Washington, D.C. I'm not sure. I'm not remembering what I ordered. I think I suspect what it might be. I don't know, but I could be wrong. So I'm going to try to open this here. Handy dandy scissors. And let's see what I've got. It's wrapped in. Oh, the art of Shakespeare sonnets. Now I remember this. I don't know why I thought I ordered this from eBay secondhand. Is this a brand new book? Yeah, I did order this from eBay. Okay. Put the receipt here. It's authored by Helen Vendler. Put that back. And it says here on the jacket, Helen Vendler, widely regarded as our most accomplished interpreter of poetry, here serves as an incomparable guide to some of the best-loved poems in the English language. In detailed commentaries on Shakespeare's 154 sonnets, Vendler reveals previously unperceived imaginative and stylistic features of the poems, pointing out not only new levels of import in particular lines, but also the ways in which the four parts of each sonnet work together to enact emotion and create dynamic effect. The commentaries presented alongside the complete text of each poem as printed in the 1609 edition and in a modernized version offer fresh perspectives on the individual poems and taken together provide a full picture of Shakespeare's techniques as a working poet. With the help of Vendler's acute eye, we gain an appreciation of Shakespeare's elated variety of invention, his ironic capacity, his astonishing refinement of technique, and above all, the reach of his skeptical, imaginative intent. Oh, this is interesting. There is what looks like a CD in the back of the book. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's some of the readings? Helen Vendler is an A. Kingsley Porter University professor at Harvard University. And this is the Belknap Press of Harvard University Press, Cambridge, Massachusetts, and London, England. Interesting. There must have been a reason why I got this. I know. Oh, this is neat. Look, they have the original. And then they have, I guess, a modern day. Yes, so there's the original. There's the modern day. And I'm assuming over here we have Vendler's analysis. Yes. Primary structure of Sonnet 2. And look what it does here. Primary structure of Sonnet 2, giving it this lovely little diagram. The continued analysis. And at the end, I notice it says couplet tie. The word were, I'm assuming she means lines 8 and 13. Old, the other word, lines 11 and 13. And make or made, lines 11 and 13. Interesting. It's very detailed. Okay, I know there must have been a reason why I really wanted it. I'm obviously to add to my Shakespeare collection, but I guess because of my recent interest in poetry and trying to become more familiar with the mechanics of poetry, therefore I can appreciate it more. I think this was along the lines of trying to understand Shakespeare's sonnets as well. And I got a lovely bookmark, Fair Forward, Lost City Books. Let me see if you can see that. Okay, it's going to go in here. Well, that was nice. And it's a really great copy. This copy is in excellent condition. It really is. The spine is even sturdy still. All right, now this is another thing. When I came home, my husband had gotten this for me because I don't know why he thought I was such a book lover, but these are book nooks. I have one here. Let me push this book back. I have one here. You see how that turns on? You probably can't see it too well. Let me move this book aside. It's supposed to be like a wizard's alley. And you place them in between, you know, certain stacks of books and what have you. I wish I could give you a closer view of that, but I think that's as close as I'm going to be able to get. Let me move this back. But my husband got me another one. I don't know where he saw it or what inspired him. Let me put this, there we go. So he got me this, the Owl Bookstore, old bookstore, book nook. But the thing is, I have to put it together myself. It's going to challenge my minimal mechanical skills, but I'm up to the challenge, and I know he'll help me if I get stuck somewhere. Let me turn this off real quick so it doesn't distract anybody. Okay, now the last thing I have is a larger box. I know what, and I know what it is because I was having a conversation with Robert G. Reader of Books. And after I had done my unboxing of the Ignatius Catholic Study Bible, the big one, the monster one, and he had some information and I had some information. He made a suggestion of some other books. Have you tried this? I said, no. And he told me a little more about it. And I thought, all right, so we can all just blame this on Robert. Okay, here we go. Let me open this box. The box is like this. Gosh, I forgot when I got this. I think maybe probably at least 2 weeks ago. It's been sitting in my library for a while. I just didn't have the time to do an unboxing video, and I didn't want to open it before then and all that other stuff. Ooh, so I got a freebie. I'm going to put that over here. These really are beautiful books. That was the other attraction for me, was how beautiful the books looked. So here's the cover. Socrates Children by Peter Kreeft. I want to show that so it doesn't get glare. Isn't that neat? And these are the books. So let me put it this way. There are 4 volumes. These appear to be paperback volumes. And let me read a little bit of what Socrates Children is about. Peter Kreeft, esteemed philosophy professor and author of over 80 books, has taught college philosophy for 60 years. Throughout those decades, he yearned for a beginner's philosophy text that was clear, accessible, enjoyable, and exciting, perhaps even funny. Finding none that met those criteria, he eventually decided to write it himself. So let's take the plastic off. Wrap off. Scissors again. There we go. Really, it's a beautiful box. I love this. I love it when there's slipcases involved. They do so much for protecting books and helping them to maintain their shape. Very nice. Peter Kreeft's Socrates Children, An Introduction to Philosophy from the 100 Greatest Philosophers. This is the back. This is from Word on Fire Press. These are the books. So, book 1, volume 1 is Ancient Philosophers. Let me show you the front. Lovely color. Volume 1 covers ancient philosophers. And if I take a quick peek in here, gosh, it has categories. So it has the sages and the Greeks and a few Romans, it says. So it covers 8 of the sages and, oh gosh, let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25 of the ancient Greeks and a few Romans. So that is book 1. Volume 1. Volume 2 covers the medieval philosophers, and it's a lovely purple shade, purple spring. And this one has 5 categories. The transition from ancient to medieval philosophy, and it covers 3 philosophers. The early medieval philosophers, and it covers 5. Then section 3, the Muslim and Jewish philosophers, and that covers 7. And then section 4 is the high medieval philosophers, 3 of those. And then finally the late medieval philosophers, and there are 3 of those. So this is volume 2, medieval. Then volume 3 gets a little thicker now. This covers modern philosophers in a lovely color. What do you think? Sage green, pine green. It's a good green. And these sections are the epistemological philosophers, and there are 14. And the second section is the political philosophers, and there are 4 of those. And finally, volume 4 covers the contemporary philosophers. So 7 sections. Section 1 covers the existentialists. Section 2 covers the pragmatists. Section 3, the positivists and the utilitarians. Section 4, the philosophers of evolution. Section 5, the analytic philosophers. Section 6, the phenomenologists. And finally, the Thomists. Or the Thomists, however you want to say it. There are 5 of the Thomists. Of the phenomenologists, there are 5. The analytic philosophers, there are 4. The philosophers of evolution, there are 3. The positivists and the utilitarians, there are 3. The pragmatists are 2, and the existentialists are 6. So there we go. That is the whole collection. I really do look forward to reading these. I have covered, just in my own studies, I have dipped into some philosophy, but you know how philosophy sometimes can be, it can get pretty deep, and you have to stop and think and try to either understand it, or you've caught on to something and now your mind is just going with this. It takes time, and which is a good thing, of course. It's great for our mind. But of course, I've just touched on it. I've studied through ancient Greece and ancient Rome, and I'm just now going to be starting with the medieval, and that's not going to start until summer. So I'm looking forward to reading the ancient philosophers, getting a good review on that, a review and a good summary on that. And then I think what I'll do is I'll touch on the medieval philosophers here, so when I do approach the actual books, it'll be a second round essentially for me, and it'll help me out with understanding. I'm glad I got these. Thank you, Robert. This was an excellent suggestion. And I think I'm going to have a whole lot of fun with these. Now, the last thing I want to mention, I got one more book today. And like I've explained before, this is the Harry Potter bookshelf. There are 3 bookshelves. Each one has a cover over it. And what I'm doing, not this section here, so let's close that. Those are my first and first editions, UK, US. Over here, and I'm going to bring this down a little bit so you can see. Turn this around. So you can see here, these are the house editions. So there's 4 houses in Hogwarts. There's Hufflepuff, Gryffindor, Slytherin, which is the bad one. And then there's Ravenclaw, and each one is related to a certain personality. The Slytherins had a lot of the dark wizards. Hufflepuffs are the kind, noble. A monk was their mascot. Slytherin was the serpent. Gryffindor has a lion. They're the brave ones. And finally, Ravenclaw were the wise ones. They had a raven. And I am a Ravenclaw. And what I initially started doing when I was collecting these books is I thought I was a Hufflepuff, and I started collecting, I think the first 2 were Hufflepuff ones. And then I took another little, those little app quizzes, and I said, no, you're a Gryffindor. And I kind of doubted that, but I said, well, maybe I am a Gryffindor. But then I thought, no, that's not right. And I had already at that point collected a couple of Gryffindor editions. So my collection, rather than being one house, one complete house, it was, 2 Gryffindors, 2 Hufflepuffs, and it's just like back and forth. And by the time I got to the last, maybe the last 1 or 2, I had come to realize that I was more accurately a Ravenclaw. And so what I started doing is looking for house editions, hardcovers, that were first edition, first print, because that's what my original books were that I was collecting, Hufflepuff and Gryffindor. That's what they were, and that's what I wanted mine to be. And because I like my books to be brand new or like new, etc. It hasn't been an easy route. I can find a lot of 17 copies, 32nd copies, but finding first and firsts has been hard. And some people charge you ridiculous prices. I'm not paying what they're asking for. I want something that's reasonable. So as of today, I have 6 of the 7 Harry Potter books, house editions, in Ravenclaw. I finally got, today is when I got the most current one, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and I wrapped it in Mylar like I do with all my special books. And now, all I need is the final book, which is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. This is my Hufflepuff. This is the Hufflepuff edition with the yellow and black. This is a first and first edition. I want to replace it with a Ravenclaw one. First and first edition hardback. If there's any Hufflepuffs out there doing a similar thing that I'm doing, and you know or you have a first and first hardcover edition in excellent condition that you're willing to swap, I'm game. I also have some Gryffindor editions and some other Hufflepuff editions in the earlier books. If anyone is interested, either you just contact me, just leave a comment and I'll find out. But I was just excited because now I just have 1 more to go. So I wanted to share that with everybody. My geeky little Harry Potter stuff. So yeah, my collection is growing and it's almost done. There's Fox and there's a Mandrake. Very interesting creature. Let me close this off. And that's it, everybody. It was just a quick unboxing that I wanted to share with you, and I'll see you in a day or 2 for my week, end of the week reading progress. And I think I finally put together my TBR reading list for winter break. All right, I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.